Welcome to Footsteps to Mindfulness, the Lightenment Show. I'm Andrea, Marion, creator and host. Lightenment is my trademarked mindfulness concept. Your mindful awareness and focus happens naturally all the time. At the end of the day, those are the moments you remember. And intermittently, this awareness reaches a higher consciousness level. A deep insight or wisdom arises. All of us experience this and can benefit from it. Suddenly you know what to do next or how to solve a problem, how to help yourself or others. Things turn out all right, or even better than all right. In each show, I explore a Lightenment step with a guest. I add commentary to interpret the guest experience. Briana Cruson, pronouns she, her, 28 years old. Briana has a BA from Franklin and Marshall College, an MPH from Dartmouth College, a DO from Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. I add commentary to Briana's talk from philosophy, science, and fiction. While on a Fulbright scholarship in Poland, she had met Mike. They fell into dreamlike forever love. After returning to the States, Mike visited Briana at Dartmouth College. Shortly after that visit, Briana got a phone call from Mike's family, and in her own words, her Lightenment experience began.
I got a call from his parents, from his dad actually, in August 25th, 2018, that Mike had passed away. And, I was shocked. I was like, you're kidding me. I just spoke to him on the phone 2 hours ago. Like, there's no way, you must be making this up. I remember that morning him calling me on the phone, and I was like, I'm at the grocery store. You're coming to visit me soon. I'll pick out some ice cream for us. What flavor would you like? And that was the last conversation that I ever had with him. Mike died away very suddenly and quickly from an ascending aortic aneurysm.
Briana got inspiration from the book The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie McKeesey. One of the lines is, "When the dark clouds come, keep going," said the mole.
Yeah, I felt a part of myself that I had never felt before, a sense of grieving that I had never fully experienced. I had been through a breakup before, but it's different when the partner that you expect to be with for the rest of your life is torn away from you within seconds. I, at the time, considered not going back to New Hampshire to complete my studies, my master's. I considered just giving up, right? Like, my life would be easier if I just wallowed in the pain. Like, what do I have left to live for kind of feeling? Or why did it have to be me? Why did it have to be my partner that passed away? Like, what did I do to deserve this?
Tears fall for a reason, and they are your strength, not weakness, said the horse. Sometimes, said the horse. Sometimes what? Said the boy. Sometimes just getting up and carrying on is brave and magnificent. Briana allowed herself to fully feel her grief. Shinzen Young, U.S. mindfulness teacher and neuroscience research consultant, writes, "A complete experience means to experience something in a state of extraordinary clarity, concentration, and equanimity. A complete experience of pleasure delivers pure satisfaction but has little substance. A complete experience of pain is poignant but not problematic."
So I ended up going back to New Hampshire to complete my master's program. And that is really where I started to feel Lightenment. That is where I felt moments of like, whoa, life has these beautiful moments, and I can keep going and I can get through hard times. My journey looked a lot more nature-esque, or I would say like inspired by things I was seeing outside. I took specific time. If I, felt I was going to start crying in class, I would go outside. Really, being outside was my happy place. And by this point, it was the autumn in New Hampshire. So all of the trees were changing color. And I remember going for drives and listening to music in the car, or not listening to music at all, and just watching the environment around me. It was like pink sunsets and changing leaves. And those were the things that I remember being particularly moving for me and particularly helpful to my grief.
Henry David Thoreau writes in Walden, "It would be well, perhaps, if we were to spend more of our days and nights without any obstruction between us and the celestial bodies." The music you hear is called Golden Summer, Mike and Briana's song, by Pam Howland, a professional composer and pianist and friend from the Fulbright program.
It led to a few things. First of which is I think this is both the light moments combined with losing Mike. It led to a big appreciation for some little things in life or small things in my day-to-day life that have contributed to my happiness. I very much live my life with the motto now of, and this is going to sound cliche, but it's very true. Just like things are transient, things are temporary, things don't last forever. And that's the beautiful thing about life, right? Like we see change and growth and we're almost stronger for getting through those moments.
Shinzen writes in his 1998 book, The Science of Enlightenment, impermanence is not merely something that you experience in your sensory circuits, it also informs the motor circuits. It's a kind of effortless energy that you can ride on in daily life. And Shinzen goes on, what few people realize is the states of present and focus are trainable. Again, from the boy, the mole, the fox, the horse parable. What do you want to be when you grow up? Asked the mole. Kind, said the boy. What do you think success is? Asked the boy. To love, said the mole. Briana learned to love again 5 years after Mike died.
Yeah, so David is my partner. He is such a wonderful human and is one of the most emotionally intelligent people I've ever met. David, we actually met on our surgery rotation. And I remember bawling in one of my surgeries. I walked in and, had my mask on and my cap on. And so all you really could see were my eyes. And David noticed, no other surgeons noticed, but David noticed that there were tears trickling down my eyes and, said, let's take a break. Like it's not a good time to be in the OR. So we took a break and I ended up opening up to him again, outside on a walk, opening up to him about my life and what I've been through and, what was going on in it. And
what's the bravest thing you've ever said? Asked the boy. Help, said the horse. Is your glass half empty or half full? Asked the mole. I think I'm grateful to have a glass, said the boy. We have such a long way to go, sighed the boy. Yes, but look how far we've come, said the horse.
David and I are at the start of our residency. We just started this past June. And we're loving it so far. We love our program. We love the people in it, but we're definitely feeling the strain, not so much on our relationship, but just strain on how much time we have together. So eventually during residency, we hope to get engaged and married and we'll have a lifetime together. Sometimes hard for me to think about that because I know in some capacity that my life could have looked so different if Mike were still alive and I had a future with him instead of with David. But I try not to think too much on the what ifs and, if things were different. I instead just focus on being present and being here and living each day or each hour even to its full capacity so that I can spend time with David and appreciate that, or spend time with my dog and really appreciate that.
In Walden, Thoreau addresses the time continuum that Briana experiences. Thoreau wrote, I have been anxious to improve the nick of time, to stand on the meeting of two eternities, the past and future, which is precisely the present, to toe that line.
I was unaware of what people were going through. I didn't have the capacity to understand the emotional sort of turmoil or emotional endeavors that people were on, that my patients, future patients could be on. Because I had never experienced grief. Not to say that people who haven't experienced a great loss can't feel that for others or can't sympathize with others, but I really, truly did not understand what it meant to be going through a really tough time. I'm so grateful to have grown up in a stable household and never have experienced a hard death previously. But Mike's death was completely eye-opening for me, and that loss can change people's life, and grieving, whether it's a pet or a family member or a partner or a parent, we grieve in all sorts of different ways, but everyone is united by that grief, if that makes sense.
Through the New Hampshire countryside, Briana let go of herself as she relaxed into intuition, wisdom, clarity, self-acceptance, all expression of lightenment, according to my theory. This is intermittent breakthrough, no self-realization, or the little cousin to enlightenment.
Life feels more placid right now. It feels stable for the first time in a little while. I think going through medical school is a turbulent time in and of itself. Lots of waves in medical school of, can I do this? Am I in the right field? And even before that, trying to get through my grieving and understand if I could continue.
Briana took time to focus on rest on her walks in autumn in New Hampshire while pursuing her master's degree. The warm sun and soft fall breezes and the brilliant golden leaves and light along rural roadsides brought Briana rest. According to Shinzen, the mind takes a brief pause or rest from ruminating, fantasy, worry, planning, etc. The restful pause feels so good that one chooses it again and again to create a feedback loop of alpha brainwaves. This is concentration power harnessed for blissful, tranquilizing rest. This state, says Shinzen, tends to open one so that one fights less what comes into experience. Briana intuitively used a similar practice that I would relate to my Lightenment theory. She opened herself to her experience in order to go on with her life.
The version of myself who existed before I ever went to Poland was very much a manifester, right? Like, if I keep doing good, I'm going to achieve my goals. And if I keep working hard, I'm going to meet a partner who is perfect for me, and I'm going to be a great doctor one day. And I manifested all these things, or at least tried to. I do a lot less of that now. I think Mike's death has forced me in a good way, a positive way, to live more presently and just feel what is going on in my day-to-day. I don't sort of force this idea of, can I achieve more? Can I do more? Can I manifest things to happen? Instead, I prefer to live in a way that's just like, let me experience what comes within each day rather than manifesting. And I still have goals and I still have dreams and I have things that I want to happen in this life, but I'm not forcing them on any timeline anymore. And in that way, it's very free. So I just would love to remind everyone that whatever you feel is what you feel, and it's okay to have feelings, and it's beautiful to have feelings. So I encourage you to honor those emotions, honor those feelings, and remember that there are people out there who have experienced really hard things, and if you need a community, it exists.
Briana teaches us that comfort and community can be simple. Childlike words from a book, sunlight on autumn leaves, someone who notices tears, the arising present moment that obliterates time. Her step into impermanence was a tragedy, a lost love, a future ripped away. Yet she came to embody Shinzen's effortless daily flow, Thoreau's soul mirror in nature, Mackenzie's sense of home. As a result, impermanence became beautiful in Briana's life. Stay tuned for the next Mindfulness Footstep on the Lightenment Show. It could be your story. Get with who you are, along with everyone else. This is Andrea Marion.